reading the stuff. Hello and welcome to this CMS stream. Today we're going to be viewing another draft tournament match between the Rejeqts and Choowie Force. This is still week 3 of the draft tournament, and therefore the first map is going to be Harvest 1. I'm going to be joined in my commentary by Carson. Hello.
Hey, what's up, Cappers?
Yeah. So I think both teams seem to be almost ready. So yeah, I think rules are going to be read out to us by Carson. Well, actually, I'll be the one reading it. Unless you want to?
I'll type them and you read, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Alright, so limits, going to have 1 archer, assassin, engineer, mage, necro, pyro, and scout. 2 chemist, elf, medic. 3 heavy, ninja, and soldier. Believe we're also going to have MMR and 1 ninja kappa map, no ghosting. Also something to note, this is going to be an 11v11 match. The first of the tournament, I believe, which is quite interesting because teams typically go for 10v10s or 12v12s, usually the latter. But yeah, both teams also providing very strong rosters here.
Yeah, with this odd size, we'll see what kind of compositions both teams opt to go for, because it is the same limits as 12v12, which people might be a little bit more comfortable with. We'll just see how teams work it out with this size.
Yeah, definitely does allow a bit more room in terms of defensive and offensive composition. In terms of you could run a 4-7 split or a 5-6 split. Definitely the latter being pretty offensive. So I would probably assume a 4-7 split is more likely. But we're going to get underway here. Let's have a look at Choowie Force, aka the red team. See how they line up. So we've got Brandino on Archer as expected, with Impose on Assassin. Taking a look at their offense, they have Duxfan on Soldier, Kavivi on Chemist, Lou on Medic, and Nemo on Chemist as well. So yeah, I think they're running a 4-man offense.
Yeah, and it looks like the same story as far as 4-man offense on the Rejeqts team here, with Participated on Chemist, Bloom on Medic, Epi on Heavy, and Spart, yeah, just getting out there with a steal as Chemist, but gets recovered by Choowie there.
Yeah, decent first steal from Spart. Gonna see Kavivi on the other side with a steal as Chemist as well. He's managed to get out of the flag room, however, unlike Spart. Has a few pots. Pyro Frenzy does come in, but he's still able to evade it. Getting knocked back a fair bit here, but he's doing a good job of just tanking the pressure. Looks like he's about to drop though. Forced to run back. Yeah, unfortunate.
I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of Chemist steals and a lot of Chemist getting out on this map. As we've seen before in some of the week 3 matchups, it's really easy to kind of avoid Pyro almost in this flag room. We'll see how well the Chemist can do at taking advantage of that and see what kind of steals we can see on this map.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Did see a heavy steal there from Eppers then, but Choowie put in a good bit of work there. Like you mentioned, Pyro not being too effective on here, so we might see the Rejeqts offense being able to negate Choowi's very known Pyro ability. Perhaps he'll struggle a little bit, who knows.
Yeah, I agree. I think with Choowie Force having such a strong defense in the form of a Pyro, but then on this map, Pyro not being as effective, that definitely hurts Choowi's defense.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, they still do have other great players, such as Brandino and Archer, who's currently dueling Winter. This should be an interesting matchup. 2 of the older archers in the tournament, I'd say. Still going at it here. But yeah, Brandino takes that one. Definitely being quite a slow-paced start to the game, but I would expect that in such a defensive composition. Only a 4-man offense. Well, actually, I say that. Ducks fan with the soldier still. Looking pretty healthy with one stake, able to run to top mid.
Yeah, doing a good job varying his movements, going up and down as soldier. You know, as a very experienced soldier, he's probably really familiar with juking out defense and recovery. And as he makes it almost to their flag with not much in the way, that's going to be a first cap for Choowie Force.
Yeah, that was really nice from Ducks. He's showing his experience, like you mentioned, just being able to negate the Rejeqts roaming defense and recovery, and able to get the capture without even a medic restore. So perhaps that's something Rejeqts really need to keep an eye out on. Ducks fan and his soldier ability. Yeah, I mean, looking at the Choowie Force offense, Ducks fan is definitely the key personnel. We're going to see a steal from Kavivi as Chemist.
Gets the restore. Oh, but it goes down to the assassin.
Yeah.
Right outside the flag. But that does allow for a backup steal from Nemo as Chemist, going out the opposite way with the assassin on support, actually. The assassin goes down, and a lot is in front of him here. It's going to be tough to survive, which he does not succeed at.
Yeah, he gets killed by... Participated on Chemist. Participated, doing a good job cutting him off. Yeah. Trying to look at the defensive compositions from either side. See some more heavy 4-3-4 with Titus and Ninja. Not sure if they've got another Ninja. Anyway, Ducks fan with another still as soldier. He's similar to Reaper last time, but he's got a lot more in front of him this time. Getting knocked back a lot, but he still managed to evade the start of the other. The medic's there, and he gets the restore. Boosted slightly. His medic runs up. This looks like it's a second match for the Dream.
Yeah, that makes a 2-0 lead for Choowie Force here in the first 5 minutes, just under the first 5 minutes. Yeah, Dave is a little laggy there, unfortunately. But a good cushion for Choowie Force here in the initial minutes of the game. Ducks fan really able to, you know, prove his worth on offense as a third-round pick. And a protected pick, too. I have a feeling a lot of the... as they, you know, were expected to as being drafted early.
Yeah.
But especially on an offense map, you know, routing is really important because the flag room, maybe not so much. We do see Spartan get out, but goes down to a headshot from Brandino. That's, I believe, the second or third headshot on flag carrier that Brandino's had. So definitely a good job as far as hitting those shots.
Yeah. Gonna see a nice steal from Danny, but unfortunately posed straight into Brandino's path. Brandino able to get his shot away. Do see a steal from Participated, but gets assassinated. So we're getting some good steals from the Rejeqts, but really not coming out. Not through. On the other side of things, we see a nice steal from Kavivi. He's doing a good job tanking that pressure. Getting boosted a little bit. He's looking very low and it's going to go down to recos. Yeah, seeing Kavivi is on Chemist, it's a bit interesting. You're more likely to see him on Ninja, you'd assume, but he's doing quite well on Chemist. I think he's played it in the past, so it's not like he's new to the class or anything. Yeah, seems like game's slowing down a little bit here. Participated going in solo against Choowie, unfortunately getting frenzied. Yeah.
On the other side of things, we do see Kavivi get a steal as 2 chemists go in, but 1 goes down. As the last one remaining, he does go down to damage right outside of the flag room. Again, the medic just not quite there, just like the last push. I guess roaming is doing a good job keeping Lou back and stalling him so that it allows for the rest of Recov to really put some damage in on the flag carriers.
Yeah. Looking at the Rejeqts defensive composition, they're interestingly running a triple ninja, which could be why we're seeing Ducks fan get those early captures. Triple ninja is good, but I would definitely prefer like a scout or a bulk instead of those one of those ninjas. It's like, sure, it's enough damage output, but against a grouped offense, they're still gonna get by those ninjas. And a soldier can simply just evade ninjas as well. Do you see a steal from Kavivi? He's got the ninjas in front of him with an assassin and goes down to the ninjas. Unfortunate, but I think the triple ninja's doing a good job against the chemist. We're seeing Kavivi get the steals, but he's not able to negate that triple ninja at all. Kind of getting walled off by them. But for the 2 captures, this allowed Ducks fan to just get in and out and, well, get the capture.
Yeah, I feel like as long as they can prevent Ducks fan from getting good steals, the triple ninja should do a good job of getting rid of just about everything else as far as offensive classes. Brandino ending his 20 kill streak there.
Wow.
Pretty impressive work.
I mean, a 20 kill streak on a map like Harvest, which is pretty small, suggests that Brandino is really not being pressurized enough by the Rejeqts, and that's something they do need to consider. Harvest probably not the strongest of Archer maps, and he's racking up those kills pretty damn quickly.
Agreed. I did see Recovs there switch on to Ninja to go after Brandino, so I guess after seeing stats like that in chat appear, that's got to be an alarm for the Rejeqts here, knowing they have to get on Archer at some point, as if they're going to be successful on offense. And we've seen that with 0 caps, Brandino has to have been done a lot of work here.
Yeah, certainly. He's definitely taking the Archer duels against Winter as well, which obviously helps his team's offense. You don't have to deal with the Archer when Winter is dead. So yeah, good job Brandino so far. Definitely looks like he's going to have a bit more pressure on him. So I'll be interested to see if he can deal with that and be able to perform the way he has been doing. At the midpoint of this game, though, do you see it like a comeback coming from the Rejeqts at all?
I think they're gonna have to pull something, almost out of nowhere, because right now the tempo of the game has just been leaning towards Choowie Force for the majority of this game, because we do see Kavivi with another steal, but this time he actually does get far. He's right outside of his flag room here with 1 ninja on him and a lot of support. And this looks like a 3rd cap.
Wow, yeah, that's another good capture for Choowie Force. Chemist this time, so definitely seems like Rejeqts really need to change something up here if they want to prevent any more captures and get some themselves. Haven't really been seeing much from the Rejeqts offense, to be fair. Being kept silent, possibly by Brandino and Double Ninja of DTJ and Tylus. They're definitely doing a lot of work. Obviously you got to mention Spades on Heavy and Impose on Assassin. Just watching them kind of obliterate the Rejeqts offense.
Yeah, definitely. You look at the roster here just in tab, and you identify a majority of defense mains. So definitely, doing work, preventing steals, staggering the pushes, making sure it's 1, maybe 2 people in at a time. As we see, Epi gets out with 1 supporter as a medic behind him, but gets frenzied by the pyro.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Choowi's definitely had a few moments like that where he's been able to stop the capture by just being able to frenzy them before they can actually exit the flag room. I don't think Rejeqts have actually properly gotten out of the flag room, and when they have, might have been 1 or 2 times, and Brandino just gets the shots off. So they're definitely struggling to get out of that flag room area.
Yeah, it does look like Rejeqts lack a little bit as far as coordination and pushing in. On the other side of things, though, we do have Kavivi getting boosted a little bit by Recov, but Recov does get in front of him and goes down. With support now and restore from 2 medics, Kavivi's across mid, but goes down to the headshot.
Yeah, that's a
Great
nice
shot through the
Oh.
middle. Threading the needle there between the pillars. Nice shot by Wintergreen. However,
Did
the
use
pickup.
when Nemo picking it up, and also with so much support around, like the flag's now secured, and they can just recover the Spartans flag as well, and that's a 4th cap to Choowie Force. Yeah, like you mentioned before, I don't think the Rejeqts offense is coordinating at all. They're kind of just going as like 1s and 2s and getting picked off individually. Perhaps they need to try and regroup and organize themselves a bit better.
Yeah, organization has, on this push, it may be a little bit better. We see Epi try to absorb a lot of pressure from the back and lets Mario come in from the front and get out his chemist. But with a ninja and a heavy there pushing him in the corner, he does go down to standard damage, which has been the case for just about all the steals here from the Rejeqts.
Yeah. Choowie Force ninjas and heavies, Tylus and Spades there specifically, doing a really good job of just getting in front, forcing the flag holder backwards and, well, preventing them getting anywhere forward. Definitely an interesting scoreline. I think both of us kind of predicted that the Rejeqts would win this. Looking at rosters solely, I think the Rejeqts have more of their early picks, but that doesn't stop Choowie Force from getting these steals. And we're going to see another from Kavivi here. He's completely clean and alone.
With 5 health pots still, goes down to the headshot from Winter. Another shot from Winter, and wow, 2 really good shots in a row. And allows the Rejeqts to recover that flag, but there is a backup from Nemo as Chemist. With not a lot of in front of him. Wow, okay. That's a little OP there from Winter. 3 headshots in a row on the flag carrier.
Yeah, she did really well there, just adjusting her positioning to allow herself to get into the correct spot for that Nemo headshot, as well as getting the 2 previously. So, good job to her. Definitely matching Brandino in terms of those crucial flag carrier kills so far.
And in the Rejeqts flag room, Rejeqts to go down as Pyro. Despite having a medic defense there with healing, he just gets out-damaged and overrun by the offense here. And the ninjas are trying to kill Kavivi as Chemist as he makes it to mid. Watch for the headshot coming in here from Winter behind on the other side of mid. But it doesn't look like it's going to come through unless it's a last-second shot here. Kavivi makes it to the front door of their flag room with just 1 ninja knocking him away, but he does end it there. 5-0, a really dominant performance, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. From Choowie Force, great showing there. Really strong performance, as you said before. Wintergreen, unfortunately, unable to make the last recovery shot. I think the pillars were kind of blocking her arrows, but yeah, good showing from Choowie Force there. I would actually say partially. I mean, we was talking at the start of the game how Choowie might be rendered useless in this flag room, but I would actually say that it benefited Choowie Force having him there, because he was just dominating that flag room where I think we saw on multiple occasions Rejeqts was going down or getting knocked away from flag post and allowing Choowie Force to get those captures. Having a look at stats, let's have a cheeky peek. So yeah, Choowie actually only died once, got 25 kills. Rejeqts got 10 kills and 4 deaths, so definitely a big contrast in both of those Pyro's performances.
Yeah, Choowie also able to obtain just under double the damage of Rejeqts. As Pyro, damage probably isn't everything because of frenzy and things like that, but still, it's a little bit indicative of just how much work they were doing respectively as Pyro.
Yeah, Choowie definitely doing quite a bit more, it seems. I mean, that might not just be Rejeqts' fault. you could possibly say that his roaming wasn't doing enough, and that was allowing too many people get into the flag room at once. But from what I saw, they weren't really being completely overwhelmed on defense. They were just getting like the little one solo cap out in and out. I think Ducks fan got 2 caps and Kavivi got 3, so really good performance from Kavivi there on Chemist. Interesting. Rejeqts have picked Park Life. Now this may suit them more. Suit Rejeqted specifically a bit more. I think he's a good pyro on Park Life. Perhaps he's not used to this map so much, but yeah, looking at other things as well, I think they definitely need to change up their defensive composition. I don't think triple ninja on Park Life would be too effective at all. You'd want at least 1 bulk or something like that.
Yeah, I would agree on that. The ninjas on an open map are definitely worthwhile, but Park Life is just a lot of tunnels and a lot of underground, so ninjas definitely will not be as effective on this.
Yeah. It's not really anything else from the stats. I'm trying to look for any key statistics, but nothing really else that shows a clear contrast in the 2 teams' performances. I mean, you'd say Recov's actually had the best performance on Ninja. He got a whopping 3.5k damage, whereas everyone else seemed to get sub 3k. I mean, didn't really help too much because this team still lost, but good performance from Rekovs, it seems. Obviously, Rekovs being recognized as one of the best ninjas in the game, so you'd expect that from him.
Yeah, I think he did do a lot of work as ninja, but at the beginning of the game, I believe I saw him on heavy for a while, and that may have just that simple switch of having him heavy may have allowed the Rejeqts to, or the Choowie Force to kind of take control of the tempo of the game and
Yeah,
just always have that offensive pressure going.
definitely. I know a lot of offenders actually struggle more against a very solid PvP in bulk. Obviously, ninjas can be quite an irritant, just dying, coming back, and dealing a bit more damage. But overall, I would say that running a bulk is pretty essential on maps, especially in this size and, well, in this composition where you have that ability to run a bulk on defense. I think personally, I don't think Ninja's that effective in larger sizes, mainly because, well, if you're playing against a coordinated offense, they can group against it and basically take that damage and get healed off by the medic if they're able to keep the medic alive. And I think that's what Choowie Force were doing.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Looks like both teams are ready here, so we should get this underway soon. But yeah, just the longevity of bulk and not being able to 3-shot it or 2-shot it or get rid of it in a matter of seconds, and it's still being able to do damage to you as an offender really makes an impact on enclosed maps like this.
Yeah, definitely. Like a flag room bulk on here is quite effective, and I think we should see that from Rejeqts. I'm gonna get underway here. Gonna see that switch actually. We're gonna see Magnificent this time on heavy defense. Danny, aka Ixan, on Scout, and Rekov's remaining on Ninja. So definitely a few changes there, hoping that could benefit them and get them the win.
Yeah, we see coming against that defensive composition you mentioned, the double chemist, Nemo and Kavivi are still double chemist with Lou as an offensive medic, trying to get in here, being chased around by Magnificent on bulk, and Rekovs is going to be able to kill the medic. The lack of pressure on other members of the offense, though, allows Ducks fan to get a steal, but goes down to Frenzy in the flag room. Rejeqted does a good job of clearing out the 2 offenders, I believe, that made it into that flag room. So far so good with Rejeqted, trying to bounce back from his performance last map, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, Ducks fan nearly had a really good steal, but Rejected that time did a really good job of just cutting him off and hitting him into that corner and then just getting the frenzy and using it to good effect. On the other side, I believe we saw a short steal from Participated, but he went down to an assassination. I would say Park Life is more defensive biased than Harvest, but who knows with different defensive compositions and offensive ones. I think both teams are running double chemist here. I believe they weren't doing that last round. Maybe Choowie Force were. I'm not really sure.
I believe Choowie Force has kept their chemists the same, so they had Nemo and Kivivi on chemist last game as well, but they did a pretty good job last map, so I wouldn't expect them to change too much.
Sure.
I do see the double bulk though has done a lot of work when offenders try to group up and come through the front drop entrance to the flag room. I saw Spades and Tireless both as heavy, just absolutely brick walling their offense.
Yeah.
And cut them off almost instantly.
I do really like that switch. I think the double bulk here, we're gonna see it again. Just singling out that medic, and obviously getting that kill on the medic is big. An offense without a medic can't really do much, and that's what we're gonna see. Because well, if a medic gets into flag, it's usually gonna be a good steal, from what I've seen, anyways. Definitely a slower paced start than last time, but as I mentioned before, a defensive map, Park Life being. So you'd expect that.
Personally, I would say the toughest part about offense on this map is just getting out of the flag room and getting to the flag room. With the lack of steals we've seen, last map we saw a lot of steals from Kivivi at the start. Some unsuccessful, but then he did have 3 successful ones. And this map we have another steal from him as well, but goes down in the flag room again. The journey to the flag room and getting out of the flag room alive is probably the toughest part. Not so much the recov efforts kind of in the middle of the map. I'd say as long as you make it to close to mid area, most of the time you're going to see people end up finishing out the cap and adding a score.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's one of those maps where it's really hard getting across the map to get into the flag room. It's hard getting out of the flag room, but once you've done those 2 tasks, it's usually a capture. As long as you have the flag, of course. You need to make sure you've picked that up. But I think Danny, being on scout, could really help out his team. If, say, a Choowie Force offender does manage to steal, he can use the scout swapper just to get them back into the flag area and slow them down, of course.
Yeah, we saw Ducks fan on Ninja for a push or 2 there, but he switched back to Soldier and is now about to go in along with Kivivi as Chemist into the flag room. Rejeqts gets knocked away and uses Frenzy, but only gets Frenzy off on Ducks fan as Soldier. Kivivi with no fire has a lot on him and is trying to bounce around and just tank all the damage he can.
Impose did a really good job there. I mean, Kivivi goes down anyway, but that's really well timed by Impose, just assassinating basically everyone there. Unfortunately, Lou was not close enough, but yeah, Impose did a really good job there, and Kivivi himself knocking Rejeqts away with very good steal. It was just unfortunate. I think he stole while on 1 pot. Maybe if he had a few more, I might have got the medic, I might have got the cap.
Yeah, anything to buy time, I'd say, is just in and around the flag room is extremely vital for any offender and their effort to get away from the main recov force that is going to be sitting around near the flag room like a lot of bulk and a lot of pyros do.
Yeah.
Here,
that's a nice steal with VV.
Yeah, really good steal with medic. But the assassin goes and drops down from the little mid structure there onto the nice recov by the name of Sam. But we still have a push here coming from Choowie Force. Ducks fan is going after the pyro and knocks him back enough to get a steal, but goes down to the ninja in the tunnel, and they're able to retake the flag room.
Meanwhile, we do see a steal from Rejeqts. We've participated out as chemist. He's on 0 health pots, but he's managed to get to mid. He's got boosted heavily by Choowie. Still very low. He's got a lot on him here. Where is his medic? His medic's there. Can he get the restore?
Did he get it? He did get.
He's got the restore. He's got the restore. But that does allow Ducks fan to get a nice steal here.
His medic gets headshot.
Yeah. But he's still got a lot of support and he's looking pretty healthy. He's managed to get to mid. So it looks like this could be a stalemate.
Good timing from Hayes, although it wasn't exactly needed. You know, with no medic there, Hayes did a good job of roaming up.
Yeah.
When the offensive medic got headshot.
Definitely feel as if the Rejeqts perhaps overextended a little bit on support, but I mean, it was necessary considering participated was so low, and well, they really needed to get that flag secure.
Yeah, any chance they could get on the scoreboard here in this match, I'm sure they would take it.
Yeah.
Despite the risk of allowing a counter steal from Ducks fan, I think they would rather have any flag than no flag.
I mean, participated's holding it as chemist and Ducks fan as soldier. I'm not really sure which is more viable in this stalemate situation. Both holding underground. Perhaps you'd give... Oh wow, actually, that's a nice pass from participated to Spartan. Spartan now on heavy. That is definitely going to be the advantage to the Rejeqts now in the stalemate, I feel.
I would agree, definitely. Lou was scout, probably on his way to presumably kill a chemist, but they switched to heavy on his way there, so he just runs in and tries to death attack a heavy, which is not, you know, a traditional move for recovery.
Yeah. Spartan and Ducks are actually holding in slightly different positions. While they're both holding in the flag room, I think Ducks is actually holding in the better spot. Spartan a bit more of an open space, and he could actually be swapped into a pyro. I mean, it would be a hard swap getting over there, but just from the front drop down, if you get pyro and scout there, I'm not sure. I mean, it's definitely harder than recovering against Ducks fan who's on soldier, but I just prefer Ducks fan spot basically.
Yeah, the only thing I could think about with Ducks fans position here, kind of in the corner of this hallway, is stuff could drop down from behind, like we see with Danny coming in as heavy, and Sam in as assassin takes out one supporter there.
Ooh, this is not a good situation. Rekov's got the death tag in. Danny's still alive. Thankfully, Ducks has a lot of support. Wow. 3 heavies creating Danny out. Don't think Ducks dropped too low there, but yeah, I liked Sam coming in as assassin, taking out that pyro. Eppers then, unfortunately, coming in a bit too late there. But yeah, nice attempt from Rejeqts. Definitely gonna have to keep an eye on them with this recovery composition of the scout assassin heavy. Seen some complaints about our heavy limit being broken.
Yeah, we did see a lot of heavies there on support. I haven't seen any more than 3 though. That is the limit.
I didn't see any more than 3, but we're going to see 2 from the Rejeqts with a scout in on Ducks fan. He looks pretty low. He's on no stake actually. He's very low. His medic's still alive though. Taking a bit of damage, and he goes down to participated, and that's going to be the capture for the Rejeqts. Really nice job from the Rejeqts on recovery there. Didn't expect him to drop. His medic was still alive, but actually surprisingly participated with the chemist recovery. I think Ducks fan took a lot of damage from the scout and the heavies, but participated dealing the final blow to get that cap.
Yeah, it just seemed like a lot of threats got in at the same time, and Ducks fan was aware of all of them. He just had to move, and just having to move by himself allowed for a lot of stuff to kind of converge on him. And when the carrier runs, often as a supporter, it's hard to catch up with him, and that's what happened. He just left behind a little bit of a support.
Yeah, I think
People
that is
got
what
damaged.
happened.
Choowie does get distracted as Pyro, but he has frenzy hits and is able to kill Participated in the flag room. Good awareness from Choowie there. Getting frenzy hits off of another offender there and turning around and instantly frenzying Participated.
Yeah. I mean, I think he got slightly boosted into Participated by Epizan, but like I still think he would have probably got the recovery off anyways. But yeah, surprisingly, gonna see the Rejeqts go down a capture here. Up a capture, sorry. My mistake there. I mean, considering after the 5-0 roll, you'd say last map, you wouldn't have expected this on second map.
Yeah, last map definitely you would say that Choowie Force could play a little bit more, that their offense would be a little bit more dominant this game, but we haven't seen a whole lot of action as far as steals getting out of the flag. So I think a lot of it has to do with Rejeqted kind of turning it back on and doing a good job of bouncing back. And the name of Sam gets a good assassinate there as well.
Yeah, as you said, that Rejeqted actually unfortunately went down.
True.
Thankfully, Sam saved the situation. Otherwise, it would have been a bit of a jinx from you. I mean, I think why the Rejeqts steals have been a bit more fruitful is because what they're doing is they're having the 4-man offense, but they're also getting a defender to roam up with them. Often Sam is coming in and assassinating Choowie or another defender, and that's definitely helping his team's efforts.
Yeah, speaking of defenders pushing up on offense here, we have Brandino off of Archer and onto Ninja, tiding around mid, but Danny is aware of him. And we're going to see what kind of impact Brandino can have as Ninja, trying to pick off some defenders and allow his fellow offenders to get into the flag a little bit more easily.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we've touched on this yet, but I don't think Archer is too viable in here. I mean, I'd still wait to run an Archer in this kind of size 11s or 12s due to the fact that it can have such a big impact in those clutch recovery moments, and there's a class that can just pick off offenders with ease, basically. But the positioning is definitely hard on here, with multiple tunnels and multiple routes across and below mid. It's often hard to find that right spot to be able to get those headshots in the first place. So
yeah, that's something
I've seen him on Ninja.
Sorry. It does come down to communication on defense and just letting the Archer know at least where offenders are coming from. We do see a push here from Choowie Force. Brandino goes in as heavy and goes down to a frenzy from Rejeqted, and Nemo comes in a little bit late as Chemist and goes down to damage as well.
Yeah.
And we're going to see a reset. DTJ just respawning as Ninja there.
Does look like Choowie Force are definitely willing to commit some men forward to try and get this capture. Brandino now switching onto heavy offense, meaning that they have a 5-6 composition split. Seemed like Kavivi AFK'd there for a minute or two, but he's on his way to get to the Rejeqted's flag room now. Choowie Force getting picked off actually quite badly here by the Rejeqts roaming. Recovs and Ixan doing a really good job of taking out the chemists and the soldiers.
On one side of things, we have Mario getting out as Chemist, but at the top of that little sponge there, he goes down to damage from Spades. Just with a medic around the corner too, which is a little unfortunate from there.
Yeah. I mean, with Choowie Forces now running this 5-man offense, we could see them a bit exposed on the defensive side of things. Perhaps Rejeqts might be able to take advantage of that and get a nice extra capture here and just seal the deal. I think that's what they're looking to do. As we see them make their way into the flag room again, Epizan hovering around as heavy in the back tunnel.
The
Unseen,
name
it
is
seems.
Sam. Also tries to go in as assassin. Yeah, big push coming in. Getting a little bit staggered though. They're all coming in just a few seconds after one another.
Yeah. Yeah, it does definitely feel a bit staggered there. But I think you can credit Choowie Force's roaming, just doing a good job. But we do see Choowie Force's main capper here with a steal. Ducks fan once again, very low though, and will most likely go down to recovs. And he does. DTJ was actually pretty near to picking that up as a ninja and getting the flag, but unfortunately killed by recovs as well.
From the look of things, it seems like Choowie Force is really desperate to get at least a tying capture here, as we see Nemo get out as Chemist, trying to go along the opposite side from his spawn, and has made it to mid essentially with no one on him. There's one ninja there to try to do some damage and possibly get a quick drop. He needs to turn around and hit Recovs maybe once or twice, and he's going to kill him, but he gets stuck in the water here. Really unfortunate, but has the medic. And gets the restore as well. Good work from Hayes and Lou. Hayes, another good push up as a medic to just add to the support there.
Yeah. Nice bit of rooting from Nemo, being able to avoid Magnificent on heavy. I think that was a big misplay from Ixan, death tagging the wrong player, but we're going to see a good steal from Nemo, resulting in that capture and making it 1-1 for Choowie Force. So in this current state, the game would go into overtime, which should be interesting. I mean, I don't know, I'm not really too excited about overtime if it does go to that.
True, it would be a little bit staler, but someone has to win the map. Recovs picks it up while he's not even invis and just hitting people as ninja. That was a little awkward. But goes down instantly as he takes a lot of damage with no armor on.
Yeah. Having seen Recovs push up quite aggressively, and I wonder if that's why Nemo was literally able to get to mid untouched. I think Recovs tried cutting him off, and then Danny tried cutting him off as well, but Danny death tagged Brandino, and Recovs unfortunately was unable to get the quick drop.
Yeah, it just seems like it took a long time for any Recov to get there, and I can only assume it's because they were busy pushing up on offense.
Yeah.
Similar to what a lot of the defenders on Choowie Force were doing there. So a lot of offensive desperation here we see on both sides, I'd see.
I mean, if I was in Choowie Force's shoes right now, I'd definitely try and play a bit more defensive. Rejeqts are going to need to be the ones who need to push for this capture, of course, being the team who lost the last map. So, well, they have to win this one to even go to a third.
Recovs was able to get out as ninja, I believe, and drop it outside the flag with no one getting there, but DTJ is actually to get up to the top of the map there. A lot of people were just about to pick that up too on the Rejeqts side. DTJ just beating them out. And the Spartan is getting hit to the sponge up as Chemist with a medic behind him, but Tireless is trying to outdamage the regen from Bloom, which he successfully does, and with a lot of Recov converging on him there, he does go down to damage.
Yeah, that was well played from Tireless and the rest of Choowie Force's recovery. Promising signs for the Rejeqts, so we are now in overtime, so whoever gets this capture will win the game.
Yeah, we did see two ninjas in the flag there, and with everyone going after Mario in the back corner, Spartan takes it and goes out the front with the medic in front of him. And as he takes a lot of damage here, we're going to see if he can try to make it at least somewhat far. But yeah, good assassinate from Impose.
Oh, Danny just messed up that ninja still. He had a very clean backup. Unfortunately, died, but he's been able to distract for Epicent here. Goes down to Choowy's Frenzy. On the other side of things, we do see a Kavivi Chemist still. He's on 3 health pots, but he's got a lot on his back. Couple ninjas now in front, and he's gonna go down. Yeah, apparently that ninja steal from Ixam previously was prevented by Haze's web, so good job to her.
We do have another Choowie Force player flexing their ability to stay alive on defense. Spades apparently on a 20 kill streak as heavy defense. Bulk on this map, offending against Bulk on this map is really, really tough because their spawn is pretty close to their flag, and it's just, they're always going to be heavy, and it's so hard to kill heavy on defense. You're just going to have to avoid it.
Nemo's done a really good job there, actually, just tanking a bunch of pressure, and that's going to allow Ducksfan to get the ninja steal, and he's timed it to perfection, and he's got the ninja steal. He's pearling to mid. He's up mid. He's pearling to spawn.
A lot
He's
of
going into
support.
the flag room. He's going to get the cap, and that is game for Choowie Force with the 2-1 win here on Parklife and the 2-0 overall win. That was really well played by Choowie Force. Nemo with the distraction still. Ducksfan with the original failed ninja backup, but he got it the second time and timed it really well.
Yeah, good distractions in that map really paid off for both teams as they tried to offend there. It was just happened to be Ducksfan on the ninja that finished it up.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to lead us on to the discussion of player of the game, the prestigious, I can't speak English, prestigious award given to one player from the winning team. I mean, looking at that performance and that crucial final capture, I would definitely be saying Ducksfan.
Yeah, the two cappers there, Ducksfan and Kavivi, did really well. I would have to lean towards Ducksfan as he just seemed to finish it out and consistently, you know, make a big impact for his offense there.
Yeah, definitely an honourable mention to Kavivi. Did really well on Harvest, but I think Ducksfan overall had the stronger performance and obviously got that crucial winning capture for Choowie Force. And, well, I think that's why you should get player of the game. So yeah, that was this stream done between Choowie Force and the Rejeqts. Choowie Force winning overall 2-0, 5-0 on Harvest, 2-1 on Parklife. I'm gonna wrap that up here, but I believe we have another stream going on right now between Good Vibes and
The Trendsetters?
yeah, Trendsetters.
Formerly Azel's, now Trevor's team, I believe. That's going on right now.
So make sure you watch that if you can. No pressure. But yeah, that's us out for now. Goodbye.